Oh god, this is Synoptic and I'm doing a commentary for Empire Total War multiplayer. This is a 2 vs 2 battle on the map Provence. I play as Spain, my teammate plays as Austria, and my opponents play England and Russia. My teammate is Promyczek. England is Max Payne 181 and Russia is Faustreal. My army consists of 4 cazadors, 6 line infantry, 2 guards, 1 grenadier, 5 carabiners, and a general. My teammate Promyczek as Austria has 7 light dragoons, 6 granzers, 2 guards, 1 grenadier, a general, and 2 heavy cavalry. Max Payne 181's army consists of 7 guards, 2 line infantry, 2 life guards, 2 dragoons, and a general. Faustreal's army, who is Russia, consists of 8 line infantry, 4 hand mortars, and some cavalry who are currently hidden, so I'll go through them later. Right now there's 1 general's bodyguard visible, and that's about it. So essentially what happened is I charged my opponent and he immediately ran away to the cover of his friend, so now they're both camping and me and my teammate are now advancing. We're going to do a 2-pronged assault, and as you can hear, the sound has just come back in. It'll come in and out because this is a huge battle, there's so many units. There's sound issues. Hopefully they'll be fixed at some point. So we're going to mostly avoid the middle and hit the 2 sides. One thing we had to note was England has a lot of guards, so melee is kind of out of the question, unfortunately, because I always like to enter melee. And as you can see, my teammate Promyczek has an obvious attack build. Mine's more conservative. The rule was no artillery, so that's the reason why there is none in so many units. And there'll be a lot of cutting since it's only me and my teammate who are going to do the attacking and moving. At the same time, my teammate has advanced his main body, 6 Krenzes, which is a lot of firepower. So I think there are 4 units of Russian line infantry here. They're all going to die very, very quickly. Okay, we've seen 3 volleys from a unit, 3 units of Krenzes. These guys are half down. At the same time, fire that didn't hit them would have hit the guys behind them. And you can hear the fire. I see the smoke in the background. These guys are just dropping. I can't really blame this guy for not reacting. He will later on in the game, he'll try and do melee, but it'll be too late by then. So the way my opponent here, in this case Russia, is set up, all his men are right next to each other, which is kind of bad, since I'm going to be hitting his other men, which is what really is just a light infantry fight. England, or Britain, has also some light infantry, who's is put into a fight with me. Going back to these guys, there are a lot more dead. That first unit we saw standing there, I think it's been like 1 minute since I've been watching them. They're all routing. The second line, 57 men left out of 160. Now, England is going to do another reckless charge, this time with dragoons. He won't even make it, I'm pretty sure. I saw this in the corner of my eye. They're all just going to get shot down before he even does anything. And that's why I never charge Grenzes up front. Ever. Especially when they're loaded. And speaking of charges from Britain, he's done 1 at amassed cavalry on the left flank. This is quite futile. Life guards are a good unit, but not against 4 units of cavalry. He was going to send another unit of dragoons, but he realized what happened and sent him back. And now a Russian charge into my light infantry, who I also commanded to run back. This time Hussars. Hussars are quite good. at mopping up, but not a frontal charge. Never. So these guys will rout again. So at this point we can see a lot of cavalry from the opponent being wiped out. Not to mention the main body from Promyczek's side is being wiped out by these Grenzes here. Yeah, opposing teams have the woods advantage of cover. That's not going to stop Grenzes, not 6 units. Especially in the way he's set them up. These are just long columns, not very spread out, so there's going to be a compressed fire. And within a small amount of space, a lot of bullets get fly out. Okay, now there's going to be 3 points of fighting. This is one side from my teammate. And Russia's going to be smashed hands down. On this side, England has charged my long range, but now has diverted his attention to my advanced men in the woods. I started to swing around with my line infantry, taking advantage over the woods. Whereas line versus line, the woods does matter. But since he's tried to shoot my flank, he's also in the range of all my other linemen. He's gonna couple a lot of fire here. I got my grenadiers here. Massive casualties, I think it was 60. I didn't know to deploy straight away. Okay, now Russia is now rushing some of his units to melee. I have 2 units versus 1. While my teammate advances, I've swung around all my carabiners to start assaulting, because at this point I entered melee with my guards and grenadiers, and eventually the linemen will follow. Alright, so eventually what happened was a complete sandwich. Austria eventually just took on the entire right, and I took on the entire left. The end result was some units of the opponents were squeezed out in the middle, separated, who were then mopped up by our reserves. There's not much left. As you can see, there's a lot of flashing flags all over the place. None of them belong to me and my teammate. All of them consist of the enemy. As I said before, there are a lot of guards who last forever. It's gotten to the point where I've completely surrounded all of them, but they're still fighting on. I have my own guards, but only 2 versus the 7. So that's my front. On my opponent's side, since his is almost entirely bullet focused, there's no fighting involved. He just fires away. He used his light dragoons as a supporting and flanking force. He's got 1 unit of guards against him at this point. Now there are some units of Russian infantry who just got hit by grenadiers. He still has these hand mortars who are quite effective, but he has his own men in the fray. They do just as much damage to him as us. Okay, and that advancing unit of guards who ran into my teammate, they were almost at full force, now they're routing. That was essentially just like 30 seconds. So they got shot down really quickly. And that's the rest of the army. They're all routing now. So that's the end of them. Alright, now I lost a lot of men here. Promyczek is Austria, deployed 1,592, lost 354, killed 1,809. I deployed 2,012, lost 1,017, and killed 1,956. Russia, who was Faustreal, deployed 2,232, lost 2,002, and killed 369. Max Payne 181 of England, deployed 1992, he lost 1,912, and killed 748.